Hello, I'm Beardy Blocks. Welcome back to my channel for another tutorial. Now it's sector 4 today, and I would say it's probably the most technical sector. Plenty of nasty corners, tightening over crests, blah blah blah. Really difficult sector. So we're going to get straight in there and have a look. Okay, so first corners in is Duran's Bend. Now I see look for this curb on the right hand side, and just after that I start to let off. And then as the bike tucks in, I start to give it a bit more throttle and start creeping the throttle on, and just hover the throttle. And if it looks like I'm going to go off, then I'll peel back a little bit. But once you've bedded the bike in on this corner, you can go quite hard out of it. And then on down the road. Now I'll come in fourth and I'll start rolling back. I'll be holding a little bit of throttle all the way through these gears here. I'm at sort of about a third throttle, just so I can just hear it, and then into third and cut it back into the right hand side, because then we've got this tight left hander that is also a third gear, and then you're quite hard out of this one, trying to get all the way back out to this other curb here, over to the other side on the right, and then you flick it back across to the left hand side, and you can go right over the white line there. And sometimes I've had some real nice exits to all this when I do use this little bit of slipway here, the little bit of road on the side, and a little bit of tarmac on the side, sorry, and then into this right hander. Now this right hander, a lot of people will take this in second, but I just seem to find it's better in third. It seems to be a lot more controllable, and I don't seem to be any noticeably quicker by going through and ragging it in second gear. So yeah, you'll see that I do it in third, and then on through all this sort of stuff up here. We're flat out through all this, try and kiss the curbs coming through here. And now we've got another nasty corner, another one that's on my list of worst corners of the track. I can't actually remember what this one's called now off the top of my head, but then it's you basically got to come in wide to the right over here. I think it's called Black Dub or something like that. You come in wide to the White House over here, and then you cut in. Now there's a nasty, it comes over a crest and tightens a little bit, and then there's a horrible wall on the exit. Now you can, if you should be straightening the bike up before you can even see that exit, but it's a bit hard because you've got to really know when you straighten it up. But yeah, and then once you're through this, you should be then hard on the throttle to Glen Helen 1. Now yeah, just so flat out through here. This corner up here is flat out fifth gear, and then when you get to about here, you start braking down and dropping it into fourth. And then if you keep a throttle on this corner, if you let off on this corner, you're going to fall off. But in fourth gear, if you hold a bit of throttle, you really surprise yourself how much speed you can keep around there. And usually as I flick back here, just as I get to this wall, I put it into third and then swing it back, try and keep it nice and wide. And then as I come in, this corner here, it's got a bit of a nub, it's another knobbly one, the wall comes out a little bit more. Try to get my head nice and close to that, and then if you take a nice line through this corner, you just miss that, and you come right up to the chevron bit at the side there, and you come through there very fast as well. Then up to Sarah's cottage. I sometimes toy with whether it's quicker to do this in third, but I do this in second. Usually it just feels a bit nicer sometimes. But yeah, be careful with this one, because there is hidden stuff in this bush here on the right hand side that you can catch, and it does have a tendency to drag you out and hit the wall on the side. But once you're out of here, it is now flat out all the way until we get to the end of this sector, but it's not quite as simple as I said there. So as you come through here, you've got to try and take this line really wide out here, because this apex here, as soon as you hit this apex on the right hand side, you want to be flipping it back over and aiming for the next apex that brings you out onto the straight. So yeah, you've got to be really careful here. And it is possible to do it flat out, and the thing is, you'll lose time if you don't do it flat out. If you don't come out of Sarah's cottage hard, you're going to be losing speed all the way down until we get all the way down to whatever it is, Molyneux's maybe, or Cronky Crossroads. Yeah, so you've got to come out really hard out of there, and it is possible to do it flat out, so just keep trying. But as I said, take the wide line, change direction at the apex there, and yeah, you should be fine and flat out all the way down to the end. But I say flat out down to the end. One bit that some people do struggle with, I can't even remember what this little bit's called, this little chicane here. This is about 10 miles in, I just know that much. There's a 10th milestone that we pass somewhere around here, but as you come over that crest there, that it gets a little hard to turn the bike, so you want to anticipate you've got this little kink here. But I do quite like this little kink because it's a good place to really practice getting your wheels really close to the curb. You know, a left, right, real close, kiss, kiss, both sides, and then flat out down the straight. And other than this little kink here, that you've just got to know which direction, just aim to turn maybe 10 degrees as you're coming across that crest, and then you flat out down to the end. Now, let's have a look and see what my standings are in all of this at the minute. No tits, I didn't realise I was quite that fast round here. That 1:13, almost 1 minute 13 dead. That is very fast. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to beat that today, but what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go off. I'm going to set up a sector race, sector 3 and 4. Obviously, as I said before, I need to do that flying start. I don't want to have to go rolling back. Yeah, so 1 minute 13 to beat. Let's see what I can do. Yeah, I don't really know what happened there. Poor old Dan would be in a right old state after that. Even beat my sector 3 time during all that. That took about 2 hours to do all that. And it was absolutely nothing like what I did in the tutorial. So, well, we'll scrap everything I said in the tutorial. If you want to get a fast time through this sector, just power sliding tail whips around all the corners, mount the pavements, bounce off the walls and plough through the hedges, and you're going to get a really lovely time. So I'm Beardy Blocks, this is Dan Hegarty. Danny, how are you feeling, bud? Oh, Dan, we'll get you to the chiropractor, bud.